Hey, what's up everyone? Today I want to share with you how I make over $600 a year doing absolutely nothing. Now, these glasses definitely don't do any good here in the house, so I'm gonna take them off, but I want to share with you how I make $600 honestly doing pretty much no work. Now, before getting into that, I think it's really important to note that anything that earns you money or gets you a certain type of income does require work, but not always necessarily at all times. If you work a 9-to-5 job, in order to get paid, you have to make that work, right? You have to go in and actually, clock in, do work, and clock out. But there are ways to actually make money where you work on the front end and then you get paid out later down the road. And this is what I'm going to talk about today and how I actually make about $600 a year, pretty much just sitting around and doing what I want to do. I could be working, I could be sitting around, I could be on vacation, and I'm still making this extra money. Now, let me know in the comments down below, would you love to make $600 every single year, pretty much doing nothing after doing a little bit of work up front? I want to hear from you in the comments down below. Real quick, if by chance though you are new to this channel, my name's Dennis, and here we love talking about ways to build wealth and be more financially free. So I really hope that this video kind of sheds a little bit more light for you to be able to earn more money for yourself. Now, when it comes to a lot of ways to make that extra money, as I mentioned, it takes work up front. It doesn't have to be a lot and you don't have to make it difficult, but it depends on your format of earning money down the road. Now, I've talked about it in the past about different ways that millionaires make extra money, and I'm gonna share that with you guys at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around. And one of those ways is with dividend income. Now, if you are not familiar whatsoever with dividend income, I'm gonna break that down just a little bit here today, but don't fear if you are not a big fan of investing, because it's honestly not that tough. I think we make investing out to be this crazy thing that people have to learn a lot about, but honestly, just getting started and just going through the basics is fairly simple, and that can earn you quite a bit of money. And so I want to share with you how I am actually making this $600 every single year, because I think it can go a long way to help other people when it comes to their ways of actually being able to earn money with not always having to work the regular 9-to-5 job. So dividend income is essentially where you have part ownership in either a company, a mutual fund, an ETF, or any other type of investment that pays out a dividend. Dividends are the profits that a company makes that they share out with their shareholders. And so if you own a portion of this company and they pay out typically every quarter, you will earn a little bit of extra money. Now, this is a super sweet way to make extra money with doing very little work. Because at the beginning, you want to do research. You want to make sure that the companies you're investing in are gonna actually be the ones that you're gonna wanna put your money into and trust that it's gonna be there for you. So you do that work up front, and then later you don't have to worry about it. Sure, every once in a while you might go in and check up on the companies, see how they're doing, or if you're like me, check daily just because you're a big fan of earning money on dividends. But overall, it's a very kind of simple work at the beginning and then earn down the road. Now, not every company pays out a dividend, and not every type of ETF or mutual fund also pays out dividends. You do want to do your research to make sure that they offer those if that's the type of investing that you want to do. It's not definitely for everybody, but just something to keep in mind, because it can be very lucrative if you pay attention and do just a little bit of extra work. Nothing comes free, so we want to make sure we're doing a little bit of work to make sure that we are putting ourselves in a position to be able to earn some extra money. Like, why not? Like, why wouldn't you want to make a little extra money like this? And so I'm going to share with you here in just a moment on how I actually am making this $600. What I'm invested in, and then what I plan to do in the future with this money, and then keep living a life where I can make more money doing absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna share with you the fund that I have that earns me over $600 every single year. There are definitely funds out there that might be better, some might be worse, but this is just what I have. It's definitely not an encouragement for anybody to go with this exact fund. This is just an example of what you can be making when you invest with dividend paying out funds. So the fund I have that pays me out this dividend is going to be the Vanguard 500 Index Admiral CL. Now, what this fund does is it definitely has growth opportunities, but it pays out these dividends on a quarterly basis. Now, the last time I got paid out $159.02. That was for 1 quarter of earnings. Now, for me, I did absolutely nothing that quarter to be able to earn that $159. Like literally nothing. I didn't do any work towards those companies. I didn't even do any extra research for that fund because I've already had it for quite a while. Nothing. I just earned that money for having the money sitting in that account to be able to earn this dividend. Now, for me personally, I have it reinvested so that way I can continue to grow this fund over time and earn more dividends. If that gets paid out every quarter, that's gonna be over $600 in this year. And that's money that I didn't have to work for. I got to lay back, watch TV, go to the movies, go sit at the beach, do whatever I wanted to do and actually earn this money. Now, because I reinvest this money, this gives me an opportunity to actually earn more dividends down the road. And this is what I mean. So when I reinvest this dividend, I actually ended up repurchasing more of this fund which is priced at $260.51. So I got an additional quantity of 0.61 shares of this fund, which means the next time I get paid out a dividend, which is usually a certain dollar amount per share, I have 0.61 shares more to earn on that dividend payout. So if the dividend payout was $1 per share, of course I would only get 61 cents of that dollar because I only have 0.61 shares of that fund additional than I had before. But that's still a little extra money for me rebuying into this share. And it keeps compounding quarter after quarter, year after year. And this is why you see a lot of those charts when you're looking at retirement or investing, where the chart just seems to get so big towards the end because it keeps compounding itself over and over again. And you generally will have more money that is earned from like dividends and growth than you actually have the money that you put into these funds, which is why people that want to invest really care about having this reinvestment, because it really helps compound things every single time you do that reinvestment, and it goes a really long way. So I know one question that might come up is, how many shares do I actually own of this fund to be able to get paid out on these dividends? And as of the last actual dividend payout, I had 109.21 shares of this fund. And so that's what determined how much I was gonna get paid out in dividends for that last quarter. And as I keep growing and keep reinvesting those dividends and keep investing more in this fund, those shares are gonna keep going up, which means I should ideally be getting more and more income from these dividend payouts every single quarter. So if you're getting some value so far out of this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. It really goes a long way with these videos. And then in the comments, let me know, are you interested in dividend investing or are you already investing in dividends? I like to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Now, full disclosure on this fund, this is actually part of my retirement account, which means that I actually can't take this money out unless I want to get hit with a ton of penalties. But that's totally okay because that's money that I'm gonna need for the future. I don't necessarily need that today, so why not just keep reinvesting and keep earning more money? So that way when I do retire and I do start pulling some of this money out, I'm getting all of this extra money down the road. This $600 that I'm gonna earn this year is gonna benefit me so much more in the long run than it will today. What am I gonna spend it on? Random things that I don't maybe absolutely need, or have it reinvested to keep on compounding year after year, or as I mentioned, even quarter after quarter, because I'm gonna keep on buying more shares in this company through those dividends. Now, the cool thing is I can even buy more shares of this fund every single time I wanna add more money into this account, which means then I'm gonna own more shares, which pays out those dividends to more of the shares that I have, which gives me more money, then gives me the opportunity to reinvest those again. It might sound complex, it might seem really, all in there, but I promise you it's super simple, very easy to do, and if you just start doing it, it makes it a lot easier to start learning. The best way to learn how to ride a bike is to ride a bike. You're not gonna learn the best ways to ride a bike by reading it in a book or watching a video for it. You gotta actually take action and do it. So if you're investing, you can actually start implementing these things and earning some money. Now, just because this is a retirement account doesn't mean you don't have the opportunity to do this when you actually have just a regular account. So you can open up a Vanguard or Robinhood M1 Finance, any type of brokerage account, and get started with investing with dividends. You can invest in any format you want. There are so many options out there. There's tons of videos here on YouTube that really go into depth on how they prefer to invest with dividends, and you can start learning more strategies. But again, the best way to learn is by actually taking action. So look at the options that you have available for you. And nowadays you have so many options to get started with really small amounts. So there's really very little excuse to actually get started with investing. If you want to start having more money for yourself, why not make $600 a year doing absolutely nothing, just having your money sitting in an account? So as I mentioned, this is dividend income, which is actually one of 7 different ways that millionaires make money. I have a video right over here for you to check out where I actually explain the other 6 ways that millionaires like to make money. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel here today, and I'll see you in the next video.